One of the best experiences of being a dad happened about 3 minutes after I became a dad for the first time. The reason that this memory comes to mind is because 13 years ago this Friday, Jamie and I welcomed our firstborn child, Autumn, into this world. Leading up to the day that Autumn was to be born, I spent every night talking to her inside Jamie's womb. I told her about how much I loved her, how excited I was to see her, and of course, how much she would like root beer when she became old enough. Eventually the day came, and at 3:17 p.m. on June 18, Autumn was born. She was 5 pounds 9 ounces of beautiful, and not too pleased when the nurse put her on the scale to weigh her. As I heard her cry, I went over to the weighing table and I said, "It's okay, Autumn. Everything will be okay." As soon as she heard my voice, she stopped crying immediately and turned and looked around. It was the coolest thing because even though she had never met me and there were a lot of other things going on in that room, she recognized my voice. As the years have passed by, I have found myself reflecting on the day of her birth and wondering, how did she know her father's voice? Then the other day, that memory came back when I read this scripture, John chapter 10, verses 3 and 4. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. Now don't get me wrong, there have been times since my daughter's birth when I have wondered if she could still hear her father's voice, especially when I'm saying things like, "Autumn, clean your room." But at the same time, I reflect on the times where I may not be listening to my father's voice as much as I should either. One of the most powerful things about this scripture to me is that how it shows that the good shepherd doesn't chase his sheep to where he wants them to go. He calls them. They know his voice and he calls them to him. So as you go through your busy schedule this week, don't forget to listen for your father's voice. He just wants to let you know that he loves you and that everything's going to be okay.